the impact of the power cuts is being felt by citizens, business and various industries that contribute to the country's GDP. And one of those industries include the wine industry. Key role players in the wine industry have reacted to the ongoing power cuts, saying it is causing major problems for their wine cellars and production. As Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana is standing by to tell us how. Athi.
A very good afternoon to you, Dudu. Well, I have Peter Pence, who's going to talk to us exactly about the impact of load shedding, particularly with regards to the wine industry. I understand that it's causing a major headache, and given the fact that you're coming into a very critical season, the harvest season, how do you respond to the ongoing power cuts?
Auntie, it's a total crisis at hand at the moment due to the fact that we're entering this harvest season, the most crucial season or part of the wine season, where we're actually picking the grapes, and the grapes need to come into the cellar, and that's the one part that you're actually really reliant on to energy and to power, and now we need to result back to generators, and obviously with the cost, it's really impacting our wineries a lot. I mean, at Kurtapos, we are a medium-sized winery, but we can't go without power because then there's no cooling for the grapes, no production can continue on, and that obviously has got a ripple effect. So the show must go on, and therefore we need to resort to generators, and the cost implication is huge.
How much diesel or petrol are you then burning during the use of generators?
I mean, we're talking about tens and thousands of rands per month. That is unforeseen out of your cash flow. So, I mean, you've got your budget for the year for normal diesel usage, and then all of a sudden you have these extreme use of diesel for your generator that you didn't account for, and immediately you need to make plans. That's all you can't go on with production. So it's really a thing about swim or sink.
Many people are talking about alternative means of getting energy, many of them talking about getting off Eskom's grid, and I can imagine it would come at a huge cost, heavy to the pocket, to install things like solar panels at a huge wine estate.
Athi, definitely. Alternative energy sources such as wind energy or solar energy is definitely a viable solution. But for the interim, for the immediate solution, it's not viable due to the fact that obviously to get solar panels in, it's very expensive. The initial investment for that is not just a few hundred rand. We're talking about big money here. And like you said, for a state like us that really pulls a lot of energy, we're not talking here about a small householding where you've got a TV or only your Wi-Fi. We're talking big tanks, big machinery. So that's definitely something to get off the grid. That is the end solution, renewable energy. That's the buzzword at the moment. But people need to understand that it's not an immediate solution, and therefore it's causing a huge headache for us.
Talk to us about the impact then with regards to the staff component. Are you looking at rejuggling how your staff members come into work, given the fact that in the past couple of days we've been battling stage 6 and there's talks of a potential stage 8?
Well, I've just come back from a conference, the Winfrey Info Day, and an economist there said it seems like stage 6 is the foreland for 2022. With that said, I mean, it's just giving me chills at this moment to think that we're going to be in stage 6 for the rest of 2022. That's a prediction, 23, sorry. And just as for the staff, I mean, we spoke again in COVID. Our staff, the human resource, is our most valuable resource on the farm. Without our people, we are nothing. Therefore, it is of utmost importance to put their interest first, to ensure job security, and to see where can we cut otherwise, because they form such an integral part of our company. It's not possible for us to cut on human resources. I mean, they're part of our family, a part of our farm, so that's definitely not on the cards for us. We'll rather seek other ways of cutting, but staff is definitely a key component and something that we need to protect. Unfortunately, in other sectors, we have seen job losses, and that to me is extremely worrisome. And I think that's the real reality that Eskom is not seeing at the moment, is that yes, people are complaining about power cuts, but they're not facing the real reality as to what is the reality in South Africa at the moment. People are losing jobs, business are closing down. These are the things that are not being said in the boardroom, and it's time for Eskom to get its ducks in a row.
We know that you've come together as the wine industry to react to the ongoing power cuts. What are you doing to speak to Eskom to try, perhaps we know the agriculture industry is trying to get exempt from load shedding?
Now, obviously, our industry board, such as Vinpro, is in continuous talks with government, lobbying for that, obviously, exemption from load shedding. And therefore, we trust in our local government, the Western Cape government, to take that forward to national government and actually say, listen here, it is for the impact of food security. This is far more than just selling of alcohol, selling of wine. It's stretching to the broader economic and agricultural sector, and our food security is actually being in big trouble at this moment. Therefore, it's an utmost important that agriculture gets preferential treatment. Once again, all industries are suffering. The agricultural sector is not a sector that should be put in isolation, but for the sake of security. Therefore, it's really important that Eskom really focuses on it right now.
Peter Pence, thank you so much for your time from Groote Wines here in the Western Cape. Well, the ripple effect of load shedding has been felt by many industries, including this very critical industry, the agriculture industry, the wine industry, which inevitably will negatively affect food security in South Africa. Dudu, I'll leave you here for now. Back to you.
Mtongana, thank you very much for that update.